Hi guys, so I have a few videos ready to go, but I've been holding them back just because I don't want to put too many videos out every day, and sometimes I end up putting out 4 a day, having said that, but one of them has to do with the Crafts Companion Easter box, and then I thought, well, I guess that could be Freeform Friday, but I didn't really mention it in there, so I'm going to do a legit Freeform Friday. Sometimes the video I make just ends up working for a Freeform Friday. And if you're new to my channel, Freeform Friday is just whenever I try to grab things that I have here, maybe sometimes new things, and just make something and just free-flowing, pretty much like I always do, but really I just want to use like the things I have. And sometimes, like I said, a new item sneaks in there. Like today we are going to have some new things, but if any of these items are still available, I have them linked in the description box, and those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items through those links. And really, I'm going to focus on the Anna Griffin clock dies, because I've been hearing about this since it came in, and I've been putting out pretty much an Anna Griffin video almost every day since I got my haul in from Craft Day. But then, I also have this Flourish companion frame from Heartfelt Creations that I thought was really pretty. Not super, like, intricate kind of thing, I don't think, but we might pair it, I don't know, actually, because this one has a separate little die. Oh, wait, maybe we will use this one. Okay, I think I have an idea. Okay, because I was like, well, I don't know. I think I have an idea. Because I just glanced over and I saw that I still have my little vellum sitting here that I used from Tonic the other day. So what if we cut like the frame, the larger part out with some vellum, embossed it, and then just this little delicate inlay out of like white paper or something that coordinates back to whatever I'm going to use for these clocks. So that'd be great. I still have the crosses to work with, and I haven't gotten to that, but I will. I mean, these are so gorgeous. And then, oh yeah, I have this guy, and I have a feeling I'm going to really enjoy this one because the gazebo die that she has, Anna Griffin, is lovely. You just pop it on the back of a card. It looks amazing. Throw on some flowers and a sentiment, and you're like good to go. So I have a feeling this is going to do a lot of the same for us. But we'll get to that soon. I'm gonna put this over here. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm telling you, I still have like Pot of Happiness sitting over here in front of me. How cute is that? If you guys watched it this morning, I just love the way the little flowers turned out. How cute. I'm telling you, I want to put these flowers just like on other cards, just the flowers the way I made them. But and if you're also new to my channel, I have the attention span of a 3-year-old, and when I have to do something, like I'll get to work, obviously, I like to be very clear of what I'm doing, and I always hear from people that they really enjoy how clear my instructions are. Sometimes I have things that are more free-flowing, and sometimes, I actually write down numbers, which is like a miracle that hardly ever happens, but that's how it is. And my name is Vianney. It's VianneyCreates is how it's pronounced. So welcome, and thanks for being here. And yeah, so generally what I do is I just open things up, I look at it, and I get it, just start working. So nothing super pre-planned. Hardly ever, unless I'm making like when I did my deconstructed card kits. I think the first 2 I had numbers written down, and then I try to show you guys how I come up with the numbers so that you guys understand how to make your own, basically. So that's kind of why a lot of times the numbers aren't super important. I want it to fit what you're trying to do, right? So just giving you the information so you can make up your own numbers. But looking at this, I'm super excited. I think it's really lovely. I think, it's beautiful, but then at the same time, if like my son, his birthday, he was born at 12:08 a.m., right just after midnight. So like if you set your little clock handles to look like 12 just after midnight, whatever, or whatever time of day, maybe if you're doing like a baby card, I think that's really cute. Great idea. Obviously I have 3 children, and that's the one I always remember because it's the first one. If I really think about it, I can remember the other times, but not really. Especially because the nurse had said, she's like, okay, you think you're gonna have this baby before midnight? I'm like, yeah, whatever. Obviously it was my first child, I don't know. And it was funny, so she filled everything out with the date before, the 19th of October, and then he ended up being born just after midnight. She's like, okay, I gotta change all this, like the little cards and other things that she had set up already. So that was kind of funny. But anyway, let's see here. We're just gonna hop to it, guys. Oh, there's that baby one right now. Oh, how cute. And they use the smaller, like the inlay, or the smaller part, right? Just the dial part here. So we have the little handles, we have the dial, we have a circle die that's just plain. I don't know if you can, it's hard to tell. It's right here. That's just a circle. This one cuts its own mat because it has a whole circle edge on the outside, and then cuts that cute little border. And then this one also cuts its own self out, but not the center part. Unless you pair this up with this one, and then you have a frame that's just by itself, however you want to use it. And then this outer piece. So, I'm thinking I'm going to make like a tea card, because I had mentioned the other day I haven't used my tea stickers, and I think that'd be cute. of course, the time for tea kind of thing. I don't know if that tea set has sentiments. Having said that, I did pick up the Banner Day sentiments and they're already shipped, but they're not here yet. So they were like out of stock on craft day, or they sold out, I guess, and then they got back in, or sometimes people cancel their orders or whatever happens. So I was able to pick that up. So I'll link that too in the description box if you're curious. One of the comments already on that set, the Banner Day set, is that actually a couple of comments are that, oh, these are the worst stamps I've ever used kind of thing. And it's kind of funny because I do have Anna Griffin stamps. I don't have a lot of them and they are not great. Like, even from 10, 15 years ago, I always remember that they were just like, because they are acrylic, and that's not a horrible thing. Obviously, you pick up dollar section acrylic items, or like Diamond Press stamps are acrylic, and you know the card kit and spellbinders they use acrylic, and when other people use photopolymer, and they usually tell you the difference. You know, Crafters Companions sometimes are acrylic, and they're not horrible. It's just I don't know what formulation they use that they are not the best stamps. So it sounds like that tradition is continuing. I will let you guys know whenever I try it out, but it was kind of a bummer to see that because I'm like, I always remember that her stamps are just kind of like, I don't know. I think they're too squishy, so that when you do it, it just ends up not being great. So we will see. We'll try it out. But I am looking forward to those because I do like that it has the banner dies and then the stamps and all that. So this is Freeform Friday. We chat, we do things, you know how it is. So let me grab those stamps. That's what mine is, those stickers. Like I said, I think I'm going to use this outer frame from this set. Oh, I just did my nails and I don't want to mess them up. Sorry, guys. I use regular polish, so of course they probably haven't dried even though it's been a couple hours. And this is a 5x7, and you know I usually don't do 5x7 because that's a lot of work, a lot of space for me to take up, but we'll do it. So I'm going to get a 5x7 card base. I'm going to grab some vellum to this outer portion with. We're going to run it through one of the embossing folders from Anna Griffin. And then we'll cut this little piece out. But let me grab my stickers and some other papers so we can just kind of get started. Okay, so I have a few things going on here. Whenever I grab paper that's Anna Griffin, I always keep going back to the stack just to finish it up. And this is super old stuff. It's just called floral cardstock. And there are tons of, pieces in here. And I always forget there's already some 6x6 and some 5x7 in here. So I think I have a 5x7 card base, but what I think I'm going to do is pop one of these guys on. Oh, this is so pretty, but I'm going to pretty much cover it all up, which is another bummer, I know. But, I mean, what are you going to do? I would like to use some of this paper. Oh, I wasn't thinking about going, like, strong colors. Let me see what these... So I did that, and then we have that... I grabbed the pearled silver. So it's, it's vellum. I mean, it's going to be kind of see-through. Of course, this whole area is going to be covered up, and that's kind of what's a bummer about that one. But that's going to be typical with anything, Anna. I mean, we're just going to... cover it up, unfortunately. Quite a bit of it. So yeah, I don't think this has sentiments. It just has a bunch of stuff, right? And then, as I was grabbing this, and the colors are a little bit muted, that might work. Obviously we have our gold and stuff like that. I forgot I had gotten these. They're so tiny. I try to keep them somewhere I see them. And I don't think this one has time for tea, but happy anniversary wishes, best wishes to you, happy birthday to you, just for you. I mean, there's lots of things in here that we can pop in there. Of course, I want the circular because of the circular nature of what's going on with the clock dies, but okay. So I'm going to make some commitments here. What I'm going to do is, we're not even here yet. I'm going to take, I probably will just glue this on because it's just going to be like the background piece. Again, you can cut it down too if you wanted, but I'm just going to have that be the whole card topper. And then this guy, we're going to take this one. And I'm going to cut out this pearled silver. And it's a very lightly pearled silver. It still looks pretty white to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I think if I pair it with gold, it'll be fine. And then I'm going to cut this one out. And I want to just cut out, I feel like white paper, but then I thought, well, is white too garish? Oh, maybe a cream color. A cream color? Let me think. It's just going to lay on top of there. I guess we can cut out of both. I'll try white first and see what that looks like. But for now, I'm going to run this through, and then I'm going to run this through some white paper, and I'll be right back. Wow, this die is very... Ooh, look at that. Super fine piece of die cutting it does for us. So I'm going to take a moment to cut this out very carefully, and I'll be right back. That is so delicate. Look at this little... Especially because it's so big, right? So it just has such a nice size. Oh yeah, no, this is perfect. I was just like, I don't know if I just want white so stark in the background. But let's add some texture because, again, that clock is pretty big. It's going to cover up a lot of this. I'm going to use of course, this Anna Griffin Beautiful Climbing Rose, and it better fit. I hope so. I was gonna say it's 5x7 also, but it's just coming out to the edges. I think that'll be okay. I mean, not my favorite. I wish it would cover the whole area. That's interesting because that's a smaller than 5x7. Suppose this is for 5x7. I'm gonna run this through and I'll be right back. Let's see what we have here. We have this. We have this. We have, ooh, this little guy I just ran through right now. Again, it is pearled silver, so it has a little more tone than, you know, if it was just plain white paper. So we have that. And then this guy on top of that. This is not going to be easy to glue down because of the texture. Also on top of that, it's just so, like, delicate. I haven't even taken all the pieces out. Okay. So I'm going to put this to the side for a moment. Again, that blue paper is just like, I might as well just put a blue paper. But you can't see the flowers if someone's really scrutinizing your card, you know? Okay. I really want to go with gold. You know how that goes. Oh, hold on. I always forget that I have all these tonic papers, and if I cut this out of like gold just so it's pretty, you know, in its background, and maybe this from a fun color like a blue or something that's shiny, bring that blue back out from the back. Let me go check on that. I will be right back. Guys, so I picked out a few. These aren't even what I was thinking of, but this one's really pretty, this denim ripple. Because it's like a really dark blue. I have Imperial Blue, which is a mirror card, and then another nice one was Marina Mist, and that's more of a holographic kind of color. But I think I'll use this denim ripple. Why not? Because it's a little bit different texture. And that's what's going to cut the delicate part anyway. So we have this. Another thing I really would like to do with this is a shaped card. I think that'd be really fun. So I'm just going to cut this from our, you know, our gold, our tried and true Anna matte gold. Do I have a piece? Ooh, I have a piece here in my little stack. That'll work real well. I always try to see where can I maximize this, you know, like would it be better up here? I don't know. But I'm going to cut that out, and then I'm going to roll this through too. I am not going to do the embossing on this one because this has texture, so if embossing shows up, great, but I'm not going to look for it, you know, I'm not going to do the whole rubber mat, because what embosses is like this areas here. It just down below there. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. So I'll run these two through and we'll just keep going. I should clean this out before I came back. I did run this through with an extra piece of paper just on top to see if I can get a little bit of embossing without doing the rubber mat again. So that's what I did, and that worked pretty well. You can see some of that embossing is there. Sometimes you just need a little extra pressure, but I don't ever load up my machines with pressure to begin with. I always see, you know, how it's going to cut, and then I go from there. And if you are also new to my channel, you'll probably not know that I have the Empress and the Empress Mini and the Crafter's Companion Junior and the large just Gemini, you know, not just the Gemini Junior. Pretty much every machine from, or at least one of the machines from pretty much every company. But I just like using cranked machines. I don't know. I have the other two plugged in right in front of me, the Empress and the Junior, the Gemini Junior, but I just don't use them. Okay. Ooh, look at that. This is some fanciness. Now we're going to put different things here and there, so it's going to, you know, cover up some of this area too. So we have that. Okay. And let's look at the dies again. Where did I put them? Oh, I put them over here, didn't I? So there's still, again, layers, or, you know, if you're looking at this, like maybe the next two, I think I might just skip that. Kind of what they're doing here, so like this big guy, and then just go right to the clock. In between there, you still have another layer. I don't know if you can see here, because the clock itself cuts its own circle. Sorry, the watch face or clock face, it cuts its own circle, has an edge, so it's not an inlay. Plus you have this guy, and then you have this guy. So I think I'll go to this one, and then straight to this one, and not do a third layer. But that makes this one very important. Like, what do I want to put here as far as a color? Let me think about that for a second. And then maybe we'll do gold again here, right? Just to bring that gold back up. So this one will be gold. And this one, will be mystery. I'll be back. Okay. So I just rolled these two out using another machine. I went shiny. That gold, that paper I showed you guys earlier. Look at that. Maybe it's a little too shiny, but oh, so pretty. Okay, and then this little guy, we just cut from this with our Roman numerals there, so 12 would be up here. Oh my gosh. And then we're going to cut the little dials. So yeah, we just have to do our little hands or whatever, but I kind of want to keep them gold. I don't know. I mean, it does look pretty with like a different color like this one. Or, ooh, back to the color that was there before. Or like this, but that gold on gold, I mean, it looks pretty too. Ooh, I have this upside down. Okay, well, let me start looking through. Actually, what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue down these first few layers. Not these, but these guys. So, glue, stick that down. Glue very strategically kind of in these areas and right behind in the back right here because it's going to be all covered up anyway, right? So hold that down and then glue this down. And this one, I'm going to put glue on the back of my hand and just dip into it and then place that down, okay? And I'll be right back. That is so gangly. All right. So again, I just put glue on the back of my hand and I'm making sure each area is going to get some of that glue. And then I'm going to come in here and just be very careful of putting this down. I'm going to start at the top here. I'm imagining about how much room. It's like a 1/16 of an inch maybe from this pretty thing to the edge of the paper. And I'm not really pushing anything down till I'm happy. And now I'll start kind of squeezing stuff down. And I just want to show you that. I mean, how pretty is that if you're going to build something on top of this? Because I know it might be hard for you guys to see, but I can see the flowers down there. Now, another thing we could have done, because I know people don't like wasting their paper, is you could gut this, like cut this part out that's not going to show, but it's going to be kind of hard for you to guess, you know, maybe take one of these dies and see about how much you can cut out, maybe from a circle die. And then you have that little flower to use on something else, that flower kind of motif. Okay, I'm going to turn this over and squeeze just to make sure it all stays. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands too, and I'll be back. It rests under the weight of this. I'm going to just glue together these two layers, because I think I wouldn't pop them up anyway. Like, I might pop up this one and then pop up this one, but I'm not going to pop up like every single layer. So from this guy and this guy, we're just going to glue these two together. And I have mentioned whenever you work with this kind of stuff, to just place your glue also strategically. Sometimes what happens if you put too much glue, it like soaks up into this paper because the back is porous, but the top is, you know, metallic paper, so it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's plastic coated, but it definitely has a coating. And it'll kind of warp, so I'm always a little careful on how I place that. I do not know where this is going to go in here, and I don't want to smear my glue too much, so before I really push it down. That looks pretty good. Okay. And I'm going to turn this over and place like this glue on top. Something. And then I'm going to glue these guys together. And then I'll pop this up maybe from the card base. I don't know, maybe I won't. I don't do a lot of height just because I like being a little more practical, but and I'm barely touching this here. If you want to put glue on the back of your hand and go for that. Or Xyron. Does anybody still use their Xyron? I never really used any of them, and I have all but the really, really big guy, you know? Okay, this does have points and kind of like more of a softer pattern. Okay, I'm going to hold that down, and then we'll start building up our card. Gosh, you guys, of course my area is smaller and smaller as I'm working here. Okay, so I put that face down just to flatten it out. And then we have this guy. Oopsie. And of course, 12 o'clock, where are you at? Here we go. Somewhere like that. And then we have our card base. And I do think I'm probably going to stick this down flat, this background one. We will see. So, my tea set. I'm going to dig through this and see. I haven't ever tried this one out yet, so let's open this up. See what we got. Some of these items are really big, so I haven't, you know, I honestly have no idea what's even in here, so let's take a look. Aww, that's pretty already. But, okay, so let's pretend we had something like that. This guy's facing the wrong way, because if I wanted this, I mean, that's cute, I guess. I kind of would want him to face this way, but hey, maybe we add that. I don't know. This one has more of the silver in it. Okay, I'm gonna dig through that. I mean, obviously it's gonna take a minute. Oh, you guys. I love that. The only thing is I really wish I had like a punny, you know, time for tea kind of thing or whatever. Probably not gonna use the spoons and things, even though that's lovely, but then it looks like that's supposed to be a plate instead of, you know, a clock face or whatever. And we have this beautiful china in here. Yeah, I don't think I have anything in here that's small. Look at that. This is a gorgeous set. And of course, as I'm saying that, I know it's probably sold out on HSN. Maybe you can find it on Anna's site itself. Look how cute. I love that it has different colors. Okay, so I brought this out in case I wanted to put in some flowers. And this was a china cabinet floral sticker. So if you have the china cabinet craft box or whatever that she calls them, finishing school, then these would be in there. I know they were in stock the other day. And oh, the china cabinet box itself is like on sale. Hopefully it still is on sale today if that's something you're interested in, because I think it was like 39 bucks. And of course I got it for more than that whenever it was out of ship, right? So look at these little flowers, you guys. That's why I wanted this one. I mean, most of my flowers that I have of hers are pretty big. I don't know if I'm gonna use these little tiny or even pink ones, because that brings in a whole other thing, but the flowers in the background are pink. So let me dig through this and just see what I think might work or might be pretty. You know, again, these might be tucked in behind. Oh my gosh. I feel like this die set, you can do so much with it. Like, honestly, whatever I do today is not going to be enough. Like, I feel like there's so much I can add in. Obviously, flourishes, you know, all these different things. And, you know, I feel like this is one that I do want to like just dress up a lot. I don't know why it gives me that feeling, you know. Ooh, and then like I said, sentiment. Okay, so let me just play with this a little bit. The sentiment doesn't have to be a circle, I guess, you know. I just feel like it should be. But then where do I put that? Like here? You know? Okay, let me play with this a little bit and I'll be right back. Something like this. And I can see that I probably need something more up here, but honestly, you know me. A little bit less is more, is what I like to do. Of course, do whatever you want. I mean, this thing can really be dressed up crazy. So I'm going to put this down here, and I'm going to start gluing. I'm going to move these guys to the side. And then what I'm going to do is also get some dimensionals and build all that up and everything like that. And I feel so bad that I was like, oh, the dimensional stickers are back in stock, and I kept saying that, and then they were in stock for like a day or two. And then they went right back out, guys. So I probably won't use those today anyway, the Anna Griffin ones. I just have this little set here from... Actually, I want to use these chubbier ones. So, you know, as you're looking at dimensional adhesives, some of them are way thicker. Like my foam roll is thicker. Like this is thinner than this stuff. So, you know, you just kind of play around with those different things. I think on the back of this one, I'm going to use this FSJ one's Spellbinders. And I'm going to keep it kind of towards the center because I am going to tuck some of the flowers in, but you saw they weren't like super tucked in. Actually, it wasn't even that much. And then I'm going to pay attention, of course, to where the 12 o'clock is. Well, if you want. I guess it doesn't really matter. Because it could be that your clock is a little bit tilted or whatever. And you know, even if at this point, if I wanted to, I can make this card open this way. Right? But, oh, actually... with the tea set, that would give you a lot more room to put a lot more stuff down here, but okay. Let's see. I'm going to try to line this up as well as I can for 12 o'clock. Not too bad. Maybe I tilted a little more this way, but that's okay. All right. So that one's a little bit lower, and the reason I did that is because I need this to be a little bit higher, so I'm going to use that chunkier adhesive. These guys just stick if you want them to. I feel like I'm going to pop mine up, so it's just, I'm not going to use that as a sticker, but you can peel off the back if you wanted. This little dude, I think I can go ahead and do that with. I'm just going to put him like back in here. I was going to tuck him behind. Let's see, I kind of like the leaves coming forward. Okay, and then this one is going to be like up in here somewhere. So let's go ahead and take that off. And I went with an oval sentiment just because I wanted to. I haven't thought about this one. I'm kind of tucking, you know how these have like 2 layers? So I'm tucking that thin bottom layer underneath and letting the top one come up. I'm not going to quite stick that down quite yet. Why is this? There we go. Because I want it in here, but I don't know how far. And that's going to be like there. Maybe a little higher up. So we see more of it. And then this was here. And this is somewhere like in here. And then this is like in here. Yeah, it's just a lot of things. I feel like that one should be more like that way. Okay. Alright, so as far as this guy is concerned, I'm going to put a little chunkier piece of adhesive because what it's doing is clearing this and also some more. So I just want to put a higher adhesive than on this part. There we go. And part of it is touching. Now I guess I could just rip it off the back. Ooh, that sounds scary. Earlier I felt like an earthquake, but I wasn't sure. We always get little things like that out here, so I'm like, was that an earthquake? Maybe. Okay. Something like that. So this is holding that, and that's going to be touching that surface. This little guy also needs some dimensional, and I need the chubbier, taller one on him. Oop, the back didn't come off. Hold on, where was I putting him? Like that. I kind of want to leave him kind of free-flowing back here, so maybe I'm going to put another little circle under him just to make sure he doesn't fall off. And maybe I'll put a little glue under him later, but right now I just kind of, his little handle is just kind of free-flowing, and I like that. Okay, so let's say that guy was there, and then this is in here, and I don't think it needs much thicker than this. Again, that's also a sticker, but, or I think it is actually, let me see, I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it. So if I had this here, he has a little bit. Something like that. Maybe more tucked in even if we want. I don't really like my letters being covered up. Let me look at that from the front. Aw. Kind of liked it. This is so hard to decide. Like right there. Although it's covering more than I wanted, but that's okay. There we go. And, oh, nope. Come on, buddy. Before I really push it down or anything, I'm just trying to see where it's at. That works for me. Alright. So the wet glue is obviously going to dry up in a minute. And there's that. I mean, I just feel like there's so much more we could do. I mean, this is like the sky's the limit on this one. Beautiful image. I really like it. Okay, so our little hands. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut these out. I kind of want to bring the blue back again, but I kind of like the subtlety of the gold. So we'll just do gold. And I'm sure I have a scrap here from when I cut out something earlier, you know. So I'm just going to grab a scrap. Yeah, here we go. This little guy. And I'll just tape those down and run them through, and I'll be right back. My little hands here, and I was just thinking, I went and consulted my Downtown Abbey, one of my Downtown Abbey tea books, and I want this to be low tea because high tea would be like food, right? Or a little bit more, but I just want like the sweet stuff. So low tea, between 3 and 5 p.m. So let's put our time at 4. So right in there. I'm just going to glue that down for that timing. And just a little bit of glue. I don't want it to squeeze out and make me a mess. So let's put this right at 12. That looks kind of halfway, right? Like in this center here. And then this guy's going to be pointing at 4 o'clock. And that will be my card. I am going to really enjoy this set, I think. A lot of fun. I wonder how long this video is. I feel like this didn't take too long, but then I was like, I was making choices for a while. Oopsie. Nope. And that's point at 4 o'clock. That's 3 o'clock. No, glue it down. Okay. I'm going to hold these down because apparently they want to move on me. Because, again, it's a slick surface, you know. And I want this more at noon. Not noon, but at 12. So I'm going to hold those down. I'll have some images for you guys. I'll have the links in the description box. And I mean, I'm telling you, the sky's the limit. I really like it. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll have some images coming up, like I said, links there in the description box. And I will see you guys at the next one. Bye now.